Hey guys, welcome back to another great game of CDH. Unfortunately, I am dealing with some family issues at the moment, so today's episode is going to be a short one. I also am still testing the new, lack of a title for the videos. So once again, flood those comments with your opinion if you want to see my flashy titles come back, or if this new style is just as good. But back to the gameplay. This was an older game we recorded back when new capenna first came out, and we were testing out some new commanders. And while the set is no longer the new thing on the block, I do love seeing people try and play stuff from the newest set. Also, have you heard the news? Your favorite CDH YouTube channel has released some cool merch. And if you're interested in picking up some sweet new apparel, come check us out. Also, if you like what you see, consider joining our Patreon, as with your help, we can keep producing the videos you enjoy. And if you want to play with us, hop on our Discord. We have an ever-growing community that loves to talk MTG, or whatever else strikes our fancy. And we would love to meet new people. Alright, block there, kill that. Oh, that is trample. Guess I'm just dead on board. Starting us off is Fernando on Jinnie Fay, Jetmir's second. This stunning elf is a cool new token commander that can turn any token into either a cat or dog. This deck is a Dockside, Teamer, Sabretooth combo deck that, even without the combo, can really punish slow decks by pressuring their life totals. Next up is Hidden Planet X on the Beamtown Bullies. This is a very unique reanimator list, as his goal is to reanimate quote-unquote bad creatures, not to his side, but to give them to his opponents. So who can't be grateful when they get a free leveler on their upkeep? And when he's not reanimating, he has all the best Jund removal, and who knows, maybe even a World Gorger just might show up. In the third spot, we have mtga Loots with Raffine, Scheming Seer. This is an Esper control deck with the Reanimator sub-theme, using the awesome Connive ability to discard Reanimator targets, while using those counters to beef up creatures like Esper Sentinel. And bring up the rear, we have Teddy on Falco Spara, Pact Weaver. This is a Counters Matter combo deck that uses Devoted Druid along with Sensei's Divining Top to draw his deck. The deck can generate a lot of value from casting spells off the top, and playing a lot of interesting cards that don't always see play. But without further ado, let's get on to the gameplay. Fernando starts off the game with a Plains and a Mana Crypt. He actually drew the Crypt for turn, and that lets him end his turn with a Welcoming Vampire. Hitting cracks an Arid Mesa to grab a Taiga. He taps it for a red and gambles. He uses the inbuilt function of Moxfield to randomly discard a Leveler, and then cast the totally non-tutored Mana Crypt. Loots also has an Arid Mesa, which he cracks for a Tundra, but he shortcuts as he casts an Enlightened Tutor. He finds his land and then puts a Chromox on top. Teddy shocks in a Breeding Pool and casts a Llanowar Elves. Fernando is safe from his crypt and plays a Forest as land. He taps it for a Carpet of Flowers and heads to combat. Fernando is worried about the Leveler and sends the Vamp at Hidden for 2. With Fernando on his second main triggering his Carpet for a green and casting an Elvish Mystic. This triggers the Vamp to draw Fernando a card, and Fernando then taps out to cast a Recruiter of the Guard. He goes searching but's not sure what to grab, ultimately settling on a Scavenging Ooze. Hidden is also safe from his crypt and plays an Undergrowth Stadium. He unfortunately needs triple pips for his commander and just passes. Loots draws his tutored Mox and plays a City of Brass.
Wait, Rick, that's not an island though.
Not an island. It's a City of Brass.
But we had a deal.
I would say, Rick runs like one basic per deck.
That's true. And he added it because of Assassin's Trophy a couple of times, I'm pretty sure.
Alright, considering Scavenging Ooze, I will play Chrome Mox, exiling Villis underneath it.
Okay, I don't know if that's good or bad. He then takes 1 to cast a Dothy Voidwalker, as if Hidden's day can't get any better. Teddy has a tapped Temple Garden and a Lotus Petal, with the whole table being a little suspicious with him leaving the mana up instead of casting his commander. Fernando is safe from his crypt and plays an Exotic Orchard. He then moves to combat and sends the Vamp at Hidden for 2 more. Moving to his second main, he triggers his Carpet for a green and casts an Aura Shards. He follows that up with his tutored Scavenging Ooze, with the only response being Loot's Brainstorming. The Ooze then resolves, triggering both his Vampire and Aura Shards to draw him a card and blow up Loots' Chromox. Fernando did debate eating the leveler now, but he knows he can use it as leverage against Hidden and passes his turn. Hidden really just wanted to level someone with this deck, and at Fernando's end step, he go for the throw to loot his Dothy. He then follows it up with a Cathartic Pyre. Hidden wants to go digging and discards an Ox of Agonius and a Hellcarver Demon to draw 2 new cards. Hidden takes 3 from his crypt and plays a Swamp as land. He now has the color requirements to cast his commander, the Beamtown Bullies, which has Vigilance and Haste, so he goes to combat and sends the Bullies at Teddy for 4. Loots untaps, and per Hidden's agreement with Fernando, he taps his commander to put the leveler into play under Loots' control, exiling his deck and losing him the game. And unfortunately, this probably wasn't the correct play on Hidden's part. Unfortunately, he was just excited to level someone that it really did influence his play. Teddy untaps and plays and cracks a Windswept Heath. He grabs out a Tundra and casts his commander, Falco Spara, with Fernando then using his 2 green to exile Hidden's 2 creatures with his Scavenging Ooze. Fernando is safe from his crypt and triggers his Carpet for 2 green along with his Mana Crypt to cast a very spicy Triumph of the Hordes. With the boost of power, and in fact all Fernando has to do is turn some of his boards sideways and take Hidden out, which is what he does, going to his second main to cast Cedh, the Viper's Fang, which triggers his Aura Shards to blow up Teddy's Lotus Petal. Teddy does respond by cracking the petal for a white to cast an Enlightened Tutor, which puts his Sensei's Divining Top on top. Teddy untaps and draws the top. He's still missing the Devoted Druid part of the combo, and looks at the top of his library due to Falco. He doesn't like what he sees and casts a Sylvan Tutor to, you guessed it, put a Devoted Druid on top. He then removes the shield counter from Falco to cast the creature. Teddy passes and hopes Fernando does not have an answer to the combo. Fernando takes 3 from his crypt and activates his Carpet for 2 green. He then casts a Finale of Devastation, where X equals 4. Fernando then goes searching for a creature and finds a Skyclave Apparition, which on ETB exiles the Devoted Druid, with Fernando drawing a card off the Welcoming Vampire. Fernando now just wants to end the game quickly, and turns his board sideways at Teddy. And due to the fact they all have Death Touch, Teddy takes the hit, not wanting to lose his commander. Teddy untaps and looks at the top of his library. He then casts his top and activates it to look at the top 3. He then taps the top to draw, and unfortunately his deck is not helping him much, as he casts a very useless Mold Adder.
What's that?
Could have just sat back and wrote it.
It's whenever an opponent casts a blue or black spell, you may put a +1/+1 counter on Mold Adder.
A blue and a black spell? Okay, great. I'm terrified. Anything else?
No, that's it.
Fernando is safe from his crypt and activates his Carpet for 2 green. He uses one of the green to cast a Survival of the Fittest, using the other green to pitch a Manglehorn to go grab a Jetmir. He plays it and heads to combat. He has 7 creatures, which gives his team a buff of +2, +0, Vigilance, and Trample. Fernando said math was for blockers, and just says the team at Teddy. And while the attack isn't lethal if Teddy blocks, unfortunately he knows what's on top and concedes, as he can't win on his turn, giving Fernando the game. Game review. Well, I honestly was hoping Teddy could pull off that sweet come from behind win. But alas, Fernando just came out of the gates so strong, and with the help of the Welcoming Vampire, he was able to draw an extra card a turn. And as for the rest of the table, I know some might argue about Hidden's play with the leveler. Unfortunately, he revealed after the game that he had misplayed. He had messed up his choice of removal. He had meant to blow up the ooze first with the Pyre, and then remove the Dothy. But after switching the order of his removal spells, he realized with the Dothy now dead, Fernando could have double activated his ooze to grow it out of range from the Pyre. So instead, Hidden went with what he thought was the next best play. Although after he died, he looked at the top of his library and knew he was not going to win the game regardless. But man, who brings Triumph of the Hordes to CDH? But thanks again to all the players, and I'll see you guys later.
Hey guys, thanks for making it to the end of the video. I just wanted to let you know that we have a TCG affiliate link, and if you ever see a card you want to try or are inspired to brew something new, use our link when purchasing and we'll receive a small portion of the sale. This is a great way to support the channel, and if you enjoyed the gameplay, please leave a like and subscribe, as it really helps us keep making videos. And remember, never give up, even if you're dead on board. I'll see you guys later.